Hey you guys, welcome to installment number 3. This is Best of 2021 Makeup Blushes. This year was a huge year for blushes. There were many blushes that came out that were anticipated and some that were a surprise. Let's start with everything that I bought, and then I'll tell you what my favorites are. There's a lot of winners in this category, to be perfectly honest with you. I think blush is so important. I'm not wearing blush right now at all, just foundation. And it's the Lisa Eldridge, and I'm feeling extraordinarily yellow. Still waiting for those cards so I can get a different bottle. Blush, to me, I don't feel done without blush. And I feel it can uplift my mood, just like lipsticks can. It's an easy change, but the wrong color, the wrong formula can just be a mess. And sometimes it's hard to know what's the right color to put on with this look. Like, what is the right color to put on with this look? I'm not entirely sure, but we're going to put on a couple of things as we go. And just like with the others, I want to tell you everything I bought because I'm only able to tell you the best of whatever I tried. So I'm sure there were a lot of things that I missed. There's certain brands that just don't do it for me. They run a little too orange, and I skip them all together. Let's get into it. Everything that I bought this year in the blush category. Rare Beauty Stay Vulnerable. This is one lots of people hated. I happen to love it. It's a melting blush, and I felt that it actually melted. I saw someone else the other day saying it was sticky. And in fact, when I think of the Tower 28s, those to me are sticky, and the Stay Vulnerables actually do melt in. Love. But I'll give you a short review of everything. The Chanel limited edition with highlighter. This is stunning. And it scared me because it's pretty orange. It looks like a Charlotte Tilbury product. But it doesn't look orange on my face. It is so, so beautiful. It was a limited edition for spring and not available anymore. And I don't know, should I not talk about limited editions? Can I talk about limited editions? I'm going to. Of the limited editions, well, the limited editions were really good this year. This is beautiful, beautiful. If you got it, congratulations. If you got it and you don't like it, just write down below, because there might be someone else watching who wants it and they might want to buy it from you. I won't get in trouble for saying that. Chanel did another limited edition a couple of months ago called Ombre, and this is so interesting. You look at this and think, oh, maybe for contour. But no, my friends, for blush, I'm going to put some on so you can see what's going on, even though it's a limited edition. Just pick a little bit up. There's something about this that makes it fantastic when you just don't know what to wear. And fantastic for evening because it's a little something. But for evening, you might be playing up your lips, or you might be playing up your eyes, and you don't want your cheeks to compete. There's something about this. I don't know if you can see the change that it imparted. It doesn't make sense. What really doesn't make sense is, why isn't this in their regular lineup? This is Ombre by Chanel. The Natasha Denona Puff. There were 3 colors, and one of the colors I didn't understand at all, and I actually threw away. The other 2 colors I kept, but I don't really use them. The formula is like one of those matte lipsticks that are more, I want to say puffy, because now that word is stuck in my head. But it was weird on the cheeks. I did not enjoy it. I think it was a fail, and it felt like it was rushed out. I didn't know. Guess we are going to do it a little differently this time. Okay, one of the most anticipated products this year was Pat McGrath diving into blush. The only face product that she has, well, she has a million highlighters and of course her foundation. But and of course her concealer, but she hasn't done blush yet. And she came out with a pretty nice selection of colors for blushes, and I bought many of them, and I returned most of them. And I returned them because I love a bright color and I can take it. But I found that her bright colors had a dark base to them. So when I was looking at them this way, I thought, oh yeah, that's fine for me. And then I turned this way and you could see this dark shadow on my face. making those colors not workable for people my skin tone and lighter and probably even a little bit darker. And that was a shame because it's a very nice formula. It's lovely. I have 3 and I probably should have only kept 2. This is one of them. And it's not a color that's like, oh yay, exciting. You know what I mean? Like the brights were, oh yay, exciting. This is like, okay, this is another color. We're going to pick some up that is what you wear when you don't know what to wear. I know I'm wearing the retro on my eyes and I'm wearing the same kind of colors on my shirt. So this kind of color will give you a little bit of something something when you're not sure what you want to do, or when you're wearing something in the cool zone. Again, not sure if you can see what's going on here, but there we go. I hope you can see that. This is a great color for that. It's not a color like exciting. It doesn't make me happy. It doesn't cheer me up. I don't feel vibrant, but it's very, very, very handy to have in your wardrobe. And these are one of my favorites. So I have 2, Divine Rose and Flirtatious. And they're winners for me. The Lisa Eldridge is another highly anticipated product, and she came out with some interesting colors. Some of the colors are colors we already have, like Mountain Walk, been done. Been done in the Natasha Denona Puff. But some of the colors I hadn't seen before, or maybe I hadn't considered before, and I got 3 that I really, really did enjoy. The formula, however, was extraordinarily fussy. It was very, very stiff, and you only need a little bit. So somebody who is new to putting on makeup might end up with too much. I saw people just squeezing it on their cheeks and trying to blend it in, which is really something. But you have to put it on your hands. Then you smear it out, and then I wipe off my fingers and then go in. And it's a little bit more of makeup artist friendly because you use so little. The tube will last you a very long time if your tube doesn't break. And my tube broke. 2 of my tubes broke. One of them while I was shooting a video, and I didn't even notice it. I was squeezing it out and it came up into the palm of my hand where it remained while I was wearing I think I was wearing a white shirt for about 15 minutes before I noticed it. Kind of a problem with the packaging. They refunded me the money. They were very professional about it and suggested that I put it in, an acrylic pot, which I did. But my pot I actually had on hand, had it from Amazon, and I don't feel that it's really airtight. It's cheap machinery, the whole bit. And I think they're not going to last very long in that way. And that's a big problem. I'm a huge fan of Lisa Eldridge, but my point of view is my currency is my honesty. I'm not here to love everything. I'm here to help you with your purchasing decisions. There's many channels you can go to where they ooh and ah over every single product and there's never a problem, and that is not this channel. And I have nothing against Lisa Eldridge. I respect her on and on. So I put them here, and this actually is a much better, I think, carrier component for this particular product. And right now they're out of stock, and I'm hoping that when they come back into stock, it will be repackaged. But like I said, it's not incredibly user-friendly. There's a little bit of a learning curve. And if you don't have that kind of time or don't have that kind of experience or you don't want something fussy, it's probably not for you. So the colors are beautiful, but there are some issues. Okay, Makeup by Mario. I think I actually put these away. They were out for the longest time. Makeup by Mario came out with 2 new blush formulas, a powder blush and a cream stick blush, and they're both fantastic. Now, they weren't really knocking me out with, wow, I've never seen a color like this before. And it is something I want with blushes, because blushes are a lot like lipsticks, where it's, I've seen that color, I've seen that color, I've seen that color, I've seen that color. Just choose your favorite brand and buy it there. And blushes tend to be like that as well. That's one of the things I liked about Lisa and I liked about Pat, is they had a couple of colors that I don't have exactly, and they're very useful, and they're a little bit different without making me look like I'm a circus freak. Makeup by Mario came out with some lovely colors, and they're different enough for me to warrant having 2 of the cream blushes and 2 of the powder blushes. The powder blushes, they're amazing. For me, this is the first product from this line that I truly, truly love. I think it's beautiful, and they're a little bit better priced than the Pat McGrath and the Lisa Eldridge, and I think people should, kind of get into these. I do still have this one out. This is Mellow Mauve, and it's interesting. Let's compare it to the Pat. So this is the one I would say, well, it's kind of mauve. There's a little bit more warmth in this mauve than in this one. This one is quite cool, and therefore I can justify having both. This was a winner for me, both formulas. The Dior limited edition Birds of a Feather collection, they had a very vibrant, gorgeous orange color that I love. That's the kind of thing when I say it doesn't make me happy, but it's very useful. This one makes me happy. It's not incredibly useful for me, but it's something I will use in maybe the spring and in the summer, and it's vibrant and happy and cheerful, and it's different because it's a lot of color for me. But I'm glad that I have it. Was it this year that the Hermes blushes came out? I think it was. Widely panned by tons of people, and they also complained about the packaging. I thought the design of the packaging was beautiful, inside and outside. Really interesting, very mod. Pierre Hardy did it. And I liked the colors very much. I had 2 that I used quite a lot, but one of them I used over and over and over and over again. And I finally took them off my table because I felt like I wasn't using anything else, because it was just boom, go to. Yes, it has a fragrance, but I've had worse, and it does dissipate, and I happen to really like them. I know it wasn't the popular thing, but I did. Sarat came out with their liquid blushes, which they had only 4 colors, and those colors also exist in their powder range. Sarat powder foundations are probably my very, very favorite. They are the kind of things where the color is a little bit different, and I personally like a matte blush, so I already have a lot of glow going on. They have some mattes, but they have some that are not mattes that I happen to adore. I like mixing them together. It's a beautiful, very, very finely milled powder. These liquid blushes I happen to love. A lot of people complain they don't stay very long. That is true. They don't, because I have a lot of color in my face. It wasn't really a deal breaker for me, but also because they come in the same colors as the powders, you could double up. You could put on a little of that cream liquid, and then you put a little bit of the powder on top of it. I happen to really like them. I liked a lot in the blush area, you guys, and the Sarat liquids worked for me. You know what, you guys? Usually I put my hair up because I'm hot. Today I'm cold, and I'm wearing a blouse, and I want the warmth of my hair on my neck. All right, Hourglass Vanish Stick. The formulas are nothing really particularly special. They're perfectly fine, but they have some colors that I don't have myself, and I was very happy to put those into my wardrobe, my blush wardrobe. So for me, they kind of won. Easy to work with, super expensive, but they're offering me something that I haven't been able to find somewhere else, and that is those colors. The formula is lovely. I can't say it's magical. I haven't seen anything like it before, but those were a win for me. The Natasha Denona Love highlighter and blush. The color in that, I'm pretty sure, is Daria, which is in the Diamonds and Blush palette, which I happen to love that color. I love it on me. It's the kind of color that makes me feel happy and lifted and energized and pretty. So I was happy to have it in a different container because my Diamonds and Blush is a couple of years old. I never use that highlighter. Again, I don't love highlighters that have bluish or maroon or green or even gold to it. I'm very fussy about my highlighters, but I'm happy to have it. It's not a fail, it's just not a win because both products don't suit me. I also got the Suku palette. I think it's palette 01. These are very nice powders, but I don't turn to it too much because the palette is more winter. Maybe I'll start using that a little bit more. The colors are not the obvious colors. In fact, let me pull it out. So what we have here is super warm colors here that not exactly my thing. Two highlighters. Also, this, not my kind of thing, but great on the eye. More of a violet kind of color. That might actually work. Should we put this on? Just a touch, since I've had 3 blushes on already. There. It's a beautiful formula, a beautiful blush, beautiful powders. Just the colors aren't really 100% up my alley. But now that we're in fall winter, I'm going to keep this out, so I'm going to pull to it a little bit more. I'm glad I got it. In the department of I should have returned this, is the Dior Glow Stick. It's very, very sheer. It almost feels like a lip product because it's so shiny and so slippy and so sheer. On somebody like me who has a lot of color in my cheeks, no matter, unless I just really cake on some heavy foundation, it's almost imperceptible, but it's something, if you love a glass skin look, it might be something that you like. It was kind of a fail, and I probably should have returned that. Victoria Beckham came out with cream blushes, and I didn't get them at first because sometimes her colors don't work for me. Like the lip colors in the Posh lipsticks, they're quite deadening on me. They just don't work, and I was afraid it would be the same thing with her blushes. And she's one of those brands where you have these shots of just a glimmer of the, face of the model with light hitting in all these different ways. And shoot, there's a word for it. I can't remember the word. That you put something in front of your light to cast a shadow, and that kind of stuff. Very artsy, but you can't actually tell what the colors are, and it looked like they used either a warm processing or a warm filter or warm light on it, so it looked warmer than it probably was in real life. I thought, you know what, I'm gonna skip this. And then I bought it when they were having a sale, I think. They are fantastic. I am deeply in love with them. The colors are different than colors that I have. They apply beautifully on the cheeks. They're fine on the lips, and I use them on the eye as well. This is a kind of product that's a 5-minute face, like the video I did recently, which I'll post up here. I could use one of those, like maybe Playground or Miniskirt are the 2 I have. I could use either one of them. Eyes, cheeks, lips, little foundation, little mascara, and I am done and out the door, and love it. Love colors, love the formulas. One of my favorites for this year. And finally, the thing that you've been seeing me put on all the time since I bought it. And again, you guys, I keep some of my things right out here so I don't have to think too much. What am I going to wear with this eyeshadow? What am I going to wear with this lipstick? And I have about 4 or 5 things out, and then I rotate when I feel like I'm using them too much. This has been out ever since I bought it. This is the Clé de Peau in Peach. It's the cream blush. It's number 4, and I love this. Love it. And I've been using it so much, and you can hardly see an indentation in here. I'm going to top off with this, even though I'm quite blushed. Let's be honest. So easy to work with. Excuse the prop playing. This is probably my very favorite cream formula. It's just, it melts in. It's not like you put it on like a couple of dots and then you work for a while for it to melt with the heat of your fingers. It just works, and you might not be able to see it because I am wearing like 5 different blushes now, but this is 100% my favorite. Now I broke the rules this time because this is not a new formula, but it's new to me. So of the things that came out this year, I can't really choose. How can I choose? I would say in the cream zone, I'm loving the Victoria Beckhams, and in the powder zone, the Makeup by Mario and the Pat McGrath. Both of them are beautiful formulas. The colors are a little bit different than usual, but not horribly different. And, you know, my thing with the Pat McGraths is for people my color, she didn't really have much selection, but the colors that I did get are like wardrobe basics. They're like your white t-shirt, you know. You can use them with so many things, and I actually didn't have something like flirtatious in my wardrobe, and now I do. And yeah, that's it, you guys. I left something out. How I prepared for this is I just went through my main page. So I know I did the highlighter the other day and I forgot a highlighter. It was there, I just kind of, you know, had a senior moment. There probably are things that I forgot for this as well, but this is the main of what I bought this year, what I loved this year, what my favorites were this year, and what the fails were for me this year. And that's going to wrap up the blush edition of Best of 2021. Stay tuned for the next one. Not sure which one it's going to be, but that's going to wrap up this one. As always, I really hope it was helpful to you. I hope you come back again. And until we meet again, be safe, be smart, and wishing you good health.